A very good evening to everyone present here. It is indeed a matter of immense pride and joy to welcome you all to the 154th online interactive session, which is also marks the 123rd Leadership Development Program by Corporate Mentor organized by Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research, DSPSR. I extend my heartfelt greetings to our esteemed honorable guest speaker for day, Mr. Arun Bhatia sir, respected Honorable Senior Professor Ajay Kumar Singh sir, Honorable Director of the College, Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir, respected Registrar Dr. R.S. Singh sir, our distinguished faculty members, and my dear fellow students. I, Miss Anvi, a proud student of BBA from the batch 2025 to 2029 at DSPSR, feel deeply honored to stand before you this evening. DSPSR has always been committed to nurturing leadership, fostering innovation, and encouraging excellence among its students. Today's session is yet another remarkable step in that direction, an opportunity to learn, reflect, and grow under the valuable guidance of an industry expert. To begin this enlightening evening on an auspicious note, let us take part in the symbolic ritual of lighting the virtual lamp. This sacred act signifies the triumph of knowledge over ignorance and the illumination of wisdom, positivity, and hope. May this divine flame of learning continue to guide us toward clarity, purpose, and enlightenment. Now, I kindly request Arun sir to play the virtual lamp lighting video.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा शुभं भवतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते
Thank you, sir. It is my great honor to welcome our distinguished speaker for today, Mr. Arun Bhatia, sir, Assistant Vice President, Sales at SIEC, Study International Education Consultants. Sir is a seasoned professional with over 15 years of experience in the education and career counseling sector. He holds a diploma in corporate communication and advertising from the Ahmedabad Management Association and a MBA in Marketing and Information Technology from the Institute of Management Studies and Research, Maharishi Dayanand University, Rohtak. As an international certified career coach, Sir has guided more than 3,000 students in achieving their academic aspirations, helping them secure admissions to prestigious institutions around the globe. His passion for mentoring is reflected in his historic approach, fostering meaningful connections with students both inside and outside the classroom, while helping them align their goals with global opportunities. With his extensive expertise in sales communication and student engagement, Sir continues to inspire young minds to pursue excellence with confidence and purpose. On behalf of DSPSR, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to you, sir. We are truly privileged to have you with us today and look forward to gaining valuable insights from your vast experience and inspiring journey.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the warm welcome and looking forward to a great session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are equally delighted to have as our moderator today Mr. Eklavya, a BCom honor student from the batch 2025 to 2029 at DSPSR. He is an enthusiastic learner with a keen interest in business, communication, and leadership. His proactive approach and commitment to growth reflect to the true spirit of DSPSR. On behalf of DSPSR, I warmly welcome you, Mr. Eklavya, and we are delighted to have you moderate today's insightful session.
A very good evening to all our listeners and participants. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with a remarkable individual, Mr. Arun Bhatia, a seasoned professional with over 15 years of experience in the education sector. He is not only an AVP sales but also an international certified career coach who has mentored and guided over 3,000 students toward their academic dreams across the globe. Sir, we are truly honored to have you with us today.
Thank you, Eklavya. Thank you.
Sir, can you take us back to the beginning? What inspired you to step into the education and counseling field?
So that's a great question. See, the biggest motivation was that when you are as a student wanting to succeed in the career path that you chose, and the kind of uh, experience I had, the kind of failures I saw, the setbacks I saw. I was a medicine aspirant. I did not think about being a career counselor at the beginning. I wanted to be a doctor, and so I wrote the CBSE PMT exam at that time. But yeah, after even two or three attempts, I could not succeed. And so when I could not succeed, and I found that there is nothing much I could do in the field of medicine at that stage, apart from being a doctor, that kind of put a thought in my mind that how good it would be if you had something or somebody who could guide students on different options that are available. Of course, with time, the careers have changed, options have changed, but it was more about realizing that need to have more options in the field of careers that made me choose this field.
Thank you, sir. Sir, when you look back, did your early experience shape your vision and approach towards guiding students?
So, it is always a work in progress. I always, since beginning, have liked speaking to people and speaking to young minds who are in schools, colleges, keeps you updated with what they are thinking, right? And so that has been my biggest driving force. When I meet students in schools and colleges, I try to learn a lot from them, right? When I was a kid, things were different. Then now today I have my daughter who is 20 years old. She's also into college. I observe her. I learn a lot of things that students of that age think. How do they perceive things? How do they are all always full of confidence, ready to embrace new things. So the biggest driving force has been that learning thing, and the biggest change that I see is that today's kids are much more confident, they are more willing to learn, they are more willing to experiment, they take risks, and of course, having a lot of options and social media, internet all helps.
Thank you, sir. Sir, was there a defining moment or turning point in your career where you realized this was your true calling?
Yes. So I think this was year 2009 when I was working in insurance industry. I was operations head for an insurance company based in Jamshedpur, and uh, I happened to meet one of the daughter of one of our advisors, and uh, he made his daughter speak to me about how she's doing in school, what kind of activities to do. So that conversation actually, when I finished that conversation, which was supposed to be of 10 minutes, but it lasted for around 1.5 hours, that is where I could actually feel that yes, career counseling is something that I would love to do, and that is what I should be trying to get into. That was when I actually found that space to think about that.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Sorry,
education is and demands both heart and skills. How do you balance passion with practicality?
So that's a very good question. Yeah, usually, passion. So what happens is that you become passionate for a thing because it gives you a kind of feeling that you want to feel again and again. That's what passion does to you, right? For example, somebody might love singing, somebody might love writing, somebody might love painting, somebody might be loving to do coding. It is that emotional high of feeling good that passion brings, and you as an individual want to feel that again and again, right? But passion does not actually mean that it is necessary that passion has to be your career also. It is not true in all cases, right? Passion, in fact, for most people it is not true. Very lucky, fortunate ones are able to make their passion into their careers also, right? So for a normal student who is still trying to find his or her way into careers, keep trying, keep experimenting, keep your options open. Do not think that I will only do the thing that I love to do, keeping uh, all other important aspects like education, like other things like learning at a bay. No, it is perfectly okay to do your passion side by side along with doing skills that are necessary to make a career. It is not necessary that you would be good in only one thing. You can be good at multiple things, right? So that's the constant experiment, that's a constant search that you have to do. Also, my strong advice to people is that, and I took it from one of the clips of Zakir Khan, who very famously said that, and when he was asked that, how do you advise students who are only thinking about passion and they tend to also go on to fight with their families and teachers when they are advised to be looking at careers also. So Zakir Khan said that. माँ बाप आपके पैशन के खिलाफ नहीं होते, बस वो आपको गरीब नहीं देखना चाहते, राइट? एंड दैट्स सो ट्रू. पेरेंट्स डू नॉट वांट यू टू fall behind in life, right? So you are skilled at lot of things, you are studying in a great institute. Identify your skills, do that initial hard work of finding what interests you, and who knows, someday when you keep on trying, that passion comes to you as a career also. So that's a constant search of yourself, and you must keep on doing it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, very insightful. Sir,
sorry
what
to
has been
interrupt
one?
you, Eklavya. Sorry to interrupt you, Eklavya. If you allow me, can I ask a couple of questions?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Sir, many students dream of studying abroad, but often for different reasons. From your experiences, what are the top motivations students have today?
So that's a good question, Tanisha and Anvi, and the top now. So when students start looking at studying for higher education, around 20-25 years back, only few students thought about going to study abroad, because one, the opportunities were not very openly known. There was no internet, only a few people could know those things. Second, it was considered to be costly, and it was costly, right? But today, when globe is a global village and everything is on the click of a button, the first and foremost motivation that the students want is that they want to experience high quality education, right? And when you go into top universities of the world, let's say you go to top 100 ranked universities, the kind of education that you get is very high quality. Now if you go to a classroom in Germany, or you go to US, or you go to Japan or UK, it is very common to see somebody who has won a Nobel Prize teaching full time, right? And you can well imagine what kind of classroom that will be, right? So the biggest motivation is that students want to experience that high quality education, do more research, right? The next big motivation is, of course, to earn money, right? Get great jobs, earn money, experience a different culture, right? Nowadays a very strong motivation is that, you know, in the previous generation, not many people had relatives abroad. Today a lot of your generation people have relatives abroad, right? So they have called back, said that this is a great place, come, life settled here, it is a good experience. So people want to go and settle down permanently, right? So permanent residence is also a strong motivation. But I would say the biggest motivation which a student today is looking at is getting strong career outcomes in the form of global opportunities. They are also looking at access to international jobs where they can learn more, earn, of course. So it is all these factors put together which students are looking for when they apply to study abroad.
Thank you, sir. One more question. You have been in this field for a long time. Have How have global education and career opportunities changed in the last few years?
Okay, so last decade or so the change has been very very fast, and it has been very path breaking, I would say. For example, it is we are now in a world where knowledge is no longer the sole differentiator, because access to knowledge earlier was a differentiator. For example, you are being taught in Delhi, somebody being taught in Karnal or Sonipat 20 years back, it was a lot of difference, because the kind of faculty, the kind of infrastructure available in Delhi was much higher as compared to what is available in Karnal or Sonipat.
Yes.
But today, at with internet, with chat GPT, with Google, everything is available to even in the remotest village. So today, what is the difference? What you do with what you know, that's the difference, right? So we have moved from knowledge based education to skill based education, right? The biggest change has come through automation, artificial intelligence. Everything is being looked at from the prism of sustainability. And therefore, universities are also changing accordingly. The demands of industry has changed. And so university is now not only a degree giving institution. Universities are full-fledged ecosystems which are giving access to networks, access to research opportunities, access to internships, access to lot of tools which can make a student a very strong professional in the world. So that's a huge change that has happened in the last 4 to 5 years.
Thank you so much, sir. Eklavya, you may continue.
Sir, what has been one of your most memorable or life-changing experiences while working with students over the years?
I think, Eklavya, the biggest successes, the happiest moments come when you are able to work with a student on a journey along with his family, and you reach the outcome that you had started out for, right? So the most satisfaction comes when you get the great admissions or you get good results in exams. But that is not only true. Lot of times you get students to work with who are not confident enough, who do not believe in themselves, or you who come from backgrounds where they did not have enough resources, and so they could not get a lot of confidence on themselves. When you get to work with such students and they move on to to a level where they become much better, they become confident, they are able to find a pathway for themselves. That gives you the most satisfaction. Of course, results, we all work for results, and a top score in an exam or a top admission is always satisfying. But to me, more satisfying is that process that takes place from the day when that student had first walked in my office to the day when he or she is going for studying in university. That journey is very satisfying.
Okay, sir. Sir, you have worked across several roles, from marketing to sales to student mentorship. How has each role contributed to your growth?
So that's a very good question, Eklavya. I started off as a medical representative in Sipla. My first job was Sipla in Ahmedabad. I used to meet doctors from cardiovascular division every day, and so that 1.5 year in Sipla taught me the value of hard work. That taught me the value of starting every day again, right? And that taught me also the sensitivity of being being grateful to God that I am healthy, right? Looking at people, I spent most of my day in civil hospital Ahmedabad, and I saw people who were in the hospital wanting to get treated by doctors. It was disease everywhere, people come and get treated. So gratitude came to me from that place, that yeah, I'm healthy, thank God for that. And that put me on the path to not count what were the roadblocks, but what were my blessings, what were the good things in my life. Uh, marketing taught me how to communicate. Marketing always taught me how to understand the need of the customer, and then communicate accordingly, then position your product accordingly. And sales, of course, has given me that ability to handle pressure better, to handle failures better, to take every day as a new day, make a fresh start. Because in sales, you are in a constant pressure of generating revenues every day. So each day is a fresh day, is a fresh start. It also taught me not to sit on my laurels, not to be confident because I did good, great yesterday. So all these things I learned from various roles that I have done.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it is very insightful. Sir, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced while navigating the education sector and how did you overcome them?
I think the biggest challenge, Eklavya, is there are two challenges. One is to be updated with the right information, and the second challenge is to get the ability to understand the students and the parents. That's the biggest thing. They come to you with a lot of trust. They come to me with a lot of hope, that this is the person who will guide me. And it's a huge responsibility, right? And so the two biggest challenges are, one, to be able to give the right value and to be able to come good on the trust that the students and parents have in me. And second is to be able to update myself with the latest trends, latest policies, so that I can guide the students well.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how do you view the evolving landscape of education and career counseling in India today?
So career counseling has become quite big now. Government of India is also doing a lot of initiatives in career counselings. It is being, and you will see a lot of people getting trained and skilled in becoming career counselors. Schools are encouraging a lot of career counseling seminars, activities. Colleges are encouraging uh, doing symposiums, meetings, seminars, arranging talks where Students can come to know about the latest trends. They can hear from the industry experts. So it is a evolving space, but it is a very exciting space, Indian education, because India has the biggest population of young students. It's a great opportunity for our country to progress because we are a young country, and so the world is now looking at us. If you see the news, around nine universities of UK are going to open campuses in India. The process has already started. Australia Deakin University already has a campus in Ahmedabad, right? In Chandigarh, you have a Fraser Valley University campus in SD College campus itself, right? Nine universities are opening from UK are opening from in the next year. So the landscape of education in India is very exciting, changing, and so with that, with newer things from automation, from AI, now with AI in place, everything has been impacted and made very deep diving in nature because of the advent of AI. So my advice to students is that you don't need to be a coder, right? But how AI is impacting your field, even if you are in a non-technical field, how AI is impacting your field and what tools you need to learn about that, you must do that. Otherwise, you will find yourself lagging behind, right? So skills like data, skills like knowing AI, skills like critical thinking, skills like analytical thinking, storytelling, communication. These are the skills that the education universities are now imparting because industry demands that. So it's a very vibrant and interesting time, and no better time to be a student than this one.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it is very insightful. Sir, as an AVP sales, you manage both strategic goals and people. How do you keep your team motivated and aligned with your vision?
So, Eklavya, when you work with people, it is important to spend time with them, to have conversations with them. Sometimes those conversations might not be very pleasant, but having conversations with people, spending time with them will make you understand as a leader what motivates each person. You cannot have same strategy for everybody. For example, you might get motivated by some additional incentive, right? Anvi might get motivated by getting a great award, by being clapped in public. She might not need any financial incentive, but she would want to feel good when her name is called out, and so she is motivated by rewards. You are motivated by money. Somebody else is motivated when you challenge their ego and you challenge them that okay, do this, right? So as a leader, when you work with team, it is absolutely necessary to understand each and every person in your team and then handle him or her according to what motivates them. Only then will you be able to take the best out of your team. And great examples we have in India. In cricket, you see Mahendra Singh Dhoni doing this very well. Rohit Sharma has done this very well. If you look at football, Manchester United has been a team where you had great managers who've taken best out of people. Even in your own immediate neighborhood, in your own colleges, you would know there are some teachers with whom you gel well and you do better in their subject, not only because it is interesting to you, but because they make it interesting for you, right? uh, Sometimes in our homes, our parents struggle to get things across to us, but हमारा कोई भाई या बहन होगा जो हमारे जिसकी बात हम मान लेते हैं, right? So it's all about understanding what motivates the student, the person, and then acting accordingly.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it was very insightful. Sir, could you share one
Sorry
leader?
to Sorry to interrupt once again. I have a couple more questions. So shall I?
Please.
There's often confusion between doing an MBA and a Master's in Management (MIM). How should students decide which one suits them better?
So, when you look at a management career, there are two tracks available. MBA, of course, we all know MBA is a very prestigious qualification. MBA is for people who have work experience. All the top MBA colleges in the world, they have work ex as one of the requirements. MBA is a degree which is for people with experience, right? Although now you can get some good MBA programs without experience also, but traditionally MBA is for people who have work experience and they would need now a career growth. Today, you would find a lot of people, especially from technical backgrounds, let's say a software engineer doing an MBA to go into marketing, a software engineer doing an MBA to get into finance, right? So, MBA is also used by experienced people as a career progression tool. MIM, which is Masters in Management, was specially made for students who had either 0 years of experience or maximum up to 2 years. So it's a program which is a program specially made for students. And if you go to this program, it gives you a great foundational start to your business world career, right? It's a program which is more theoretical in nature. It is tailor made for students who are starting their careers in business world. And if you go to IIMs also writing CAT, their programs also after CAT 2 year PGDBM program is considered equivalent to MIM. So ground rule simple: if you have less than 2 years of work experience, go for MIMs. If you have more than 2 years of experience, go for MBA.
Thank you, sir. Um, which are the countries where students should apply for master's program?
Yeah, so that's a good question, Anvi. If you look at conventionally, the top four countries where students used to go always are United States of America, Canada, UK, and Australia. These are called as the big four of study abroad because US has been the most popular because it has the most number of universities, around 4,000 universities in US. And most importantly, United States has a very holistic admission process. Holistic means that they do not look at only your marks. Like in India, marks are the only thing that are required to get admissions. But when you will apply abroad, especially to USA, it is not only about marks. They look at your marks, they will ask you to tell your hobbies, your skill sets, your other courses that you have done, internships. So they look at a framework which has marks and a lot of other skills. And that's why it is very famously said that in US there is a course and a university for every kind of student. It is not that you must be a topper or a good student to get into US. No, even if you have 50-55% marks, you can still get into a good university in US. So reason being that when you apply, they will ask you, अगर आप MBA के लिए apply कर रहे हैं या MIM के लिए apply कर रहे हैं, they will ask you about your leadership experiences, what you do in societies, in colleges, like you are organizing an event, right? This is a profile building exercise that you are doing, right? So your skills of leading people, handling projects, working in teams, all of these things are very, very useful and considered very highly when you apply. If on the other hand, if you are applying for a master's program which is not management program, let's say you apply for masters in finance or you apply for masters in accountancy, then they will ask you आपने अपने कॉलेज के पढ़ाई के अलावा सर्टिफिकेशंस कौन सी की हुई हैं, इंटर्नशिप्स कितनी की हैं आपने, प्रोजेक्ट्स कौन से किए हुए हैं, कोई रिसर्च की है कि नहीं की है. सो they follow a very holistic path, and that's why it is a very popular destination. कनाडा, यूके, ऑस्ट्रेलिया सभी यही प्रोसेस फॉलो करते हैं. In today's world, the most popular destinations are these new destinations like Germany. जर्मनी में आप मास्टर्स फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट पढ़ सकते हैं in a public university. There is no tuition fees, right? So, Germany, France, Netherlands, Ireland, Poland, Italy, ये सब बहुत पॉपुलर डेस्टिनेशंस हैं. These are destinations where you get very affordable education, and that's why they are becoming very popular. Indian students are now attracted by these destinations, and these destinations are also making a lot of effort to attract Indian students. So, if you want to apply, in addition to looking at US, UK, Canada, Australia, you can look at Germany, look at France, Netherlands, Poland, Italy, Singapore, even Dubai. All these countries are good for studying abroad.
So, how can students strengthen their profiles while still in college, especially if they are aiming for the top ranked universities?
Yeah. So again, two aspects to it. If you are looking at a master's program, then do some certifications. आप Coursera, edX पे जाके कुछ courses कीजिए, right? Do some projects, do internships. Uh, and if you are looking at applying for a MIM or a MBA, then do leadership experiences, do volunteering exercises, be part of societies like you all are, organize events, be part of management committees of events. So all these things will be included in your profile. And if you are looking at masters, like I said, research is very important.
Thank you, sir. Financial financing education abroad is a big problem. What are some key scholarships or funding options students should know about?
Yeah, so abroad, universities are the biggest sources of scholarships. So when you apply for admissions, they also give you scholarships, and scholarships are available on merit, which means they will look at your undergraduate program scores. They will ask you to write a GRE or a GMAT, uska score. They will ask you to write English language proficiency test, IELTS or PT, that score, and then they will look at your profile, internships, research, community service, volunteering. On the basis of that, they will give you scholarships. In addition to universities, there are some government or additional scholarships also available. Like for example, in USA, there is a Fulbright scholarship program, right? In UK, there is a Chevening scholarships program. Germany has a DAD program. Europe has a Erasmus program. So every country has a separate program, and when you start applying, and if you we at SIEC help students in doing this. We help students in finding the right universities, making a strong application, preparing for IELTS, applying for scholarships, visa, interview. We do all these things. So when you start meeting with a counselor and working with counselor, they will guide you on not only universities but how to apply for these external scholarships also.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. You can continue.
Sir, you hold an MBA in marketing and IT and a diploma in corporate communication. How have these disciplines helped you as a mentor?
So, see, I did my MBA around 30 years back. And so at that time, information technology was a new trend. Marketing was always my first choice. So, marketing as a mentor helped me in communication, like I said before. It helped me in putting my messages across in the right way, using the right words, using the right framework is important. IT helped me to embrace technology. So today I don't feel challenged by newer tools. I can learn them well because I have the experience. I have learned them in my student life, and uh, you know when you mentor students, the big or anybody, the biggest thing is to, like I mentioned before, is to establish a rapport, make a connect. And that connect happens only when you listen, when you understand, when you have those conversations, and where you build a trust so that you can share your fears, your anxieties openly, and then you can have conversations on a level where you are not fearing being judged or being taken advantage of. So marketing always gives you that training of how to communicate, how to listen, how to understand. So that is how it helped me.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you are also a certified career coach. What unique insights does this certification bring to your approach?
So, being a career coach actually helps me in three ways. One is, of course, it trained me on understanding what are careers and how new age careers are coming, what is the impact, looking into future, what kind of careers would be. Second, career coach helped me in the skills of doing psychometric assessments of students, that how to understand, how to give them assessments which will give me details about their aptitude, personality, and interest, so that I can then guide them on what careers they should take. And thirdly, it also taught me on how to have conversations with them regarding the roadmap, what to do, when to do, and how are those milestones to be achieved to achieve that goal, towards that success of being a student in a university or getting to a goal.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what is your guiding philosophy when it comes to helping students make career decisions?
I think the biggest thing that I follow is uh, to let them speak and try and listen more and more. That's the first thing that I try to do. The second thing that my practice is that uh, I do not impose any of my experiences on them. I use my experiences, but I leave a window open for them to challenge that experience. That is always there. I try a lot not to judge them. Of course, sometimes unconsciously, subconsciously, do end up judging people or judging conversations, but I try not to do it. But the biggest philosophy is to establish a trust and make them comfortable in a space where they can open up.
Thank you, sir. Sir, having guided over 3,000 students, what patterns or qualities have you noticed in those who achieve success?
Hard work, that's the biggest thing that differentiates people. Uh, the only way to reduce the gap between your aim and your current status is doing a lot of work. So that's what differentiates between people. And I think the biggest personality trait is grit and determination. The students who succeed, they do not get phased by setbacks or failures. They find a way to come back in spite of failures, and they have a very strong sense of purpose. So that is what differentiates between people.
Okay, sir. Sir, what role do emotional intelligence and communication play in effective counseling and mentorship?
So emotional intelligence is very, very important. Like I was giving example of being of leader, you need to understand people. That is what emotional intelligence is. You need to understand everyone, what motivates them, what they don't like, what they like, what kind of reactions they give in a particular situation, how they react to situations. Like for example, I'll again give example from the world of cricket and sports. For example, uh, we all saw November 2023, we lost the World Cup final to Australia, right? So it was a great campaign. We won 9 matches on the trot, but the final we lost. Now that didn't make us a bad team, right? We were a good team, but we didn't have a good day, right? Now, if a coach at that time or a captain at that time, for that, we didn't have a good day in the field. Our top players got out early. We did some mistakes in fielding also. Maybe we made some wrong decisions. So, but that was not the day and time to discuss those, right? Now, if the coach after that match would have discussed and pointed fingers, that would have really demotivated the people. Those discussions would have happened, but they would have happened at the right time. So understanding the right time, the right way, the right circumstance, how to react, and very importantly, emotional intelligence teaches you how to respond, not to react. There's a difference between responding and reacting. So EI is today, in spite of being in a world of artificial intelligence, which is AI, I still think that EI is greater than AI today, because Chat GPT does not know how it feels when you get scolded by your teacher or your father or your mother, right? Chat GPT ने वो experience नहीं किया है. Chat GPT does not know how it feels when you work very hard but still fail, right? चैट जीपीटी को नहीं पता है कि when you when you let's say when you break up with somebody after a relationship, how it feels, ये सब चैट जीपीटी को नहीं पता है. ये सब इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस की बात है. सो EI today is greater than AI, and that's why in addition to people who know great AI tools, the successes of people who will know how to handle and understand emotions better.
Thank you, sir. Sir, very insightful. Sir, in today's competitive job market, what key skills do you think students must start developing right now?
I think that's a good question, Iklavya. If you have heard about World Economic Forum, every year they do a World Economic Forum conference in Switzerland in this small city called Davos. आप अगर गूगल पे जाएंगे एंड यू टाइप WEF जॉब्स रिपोर्ट 2025, इट्स अ PDF फाइल यू कैन डाउनलोड. बहुत बड़ी फाइल है, बट उसके पहले 2-3 चैप्टर्स आई वुड स्ट्रांगली सजेस्ट यू टू रीड एवरीबडी. इट टॉक्स अबाउट स्किल्स एंड द टॉप 5 skills that they think that industry needs. पहली is communication and storytelling. That's the first skill. Second is intercultural competence, understanding people coming from different cultures. Third is data analytics, critical thinking, right? Fourth is analytical thinking, and fifth would be data fluency. So the top skills that students should start working is on that: be comfortable with data, that's one; embrace automation, embrace AI, but most importantly, read a lot, write a lot, improve your communication. When you, अगर आपको अपनी की हुई चीज बतानी नहीं आती, तो आप जितनी भी अच्छी कर लें, यू विल नॉट गेट दैट रिजल्ट. एंड लीडर्स आर स्टोरी टेलर्स. You look at Prime Minister Modi, it's a storytelling that he does. That's why people join hands with him. वो मन की बात करते हैं हर पहले संडे आकर, हर महीने के, राइट? सो ही टेल्स स्टोरीज ऑफ पीपल, ही टेल्स हिज एक्सपीरियंसेस. लीडर्स आर ऑल स्टोरी टेलर्स, राइट? आप जितने भी लीडर्स को देखिए जो सक्सेसफुल हैं, दे आर ऑल स्टोरी टेलर्स. They tell stories, they make communication so good that people connect with them. So these are the skills that students must start preparing from today itself.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it was very insightful. Sir, what advice would you give to students preparing for placements or interviews?
Uh, Placement interviews, everybody, I think, when companies come to your campuses, they do not just recruit for skills, they recruit for uh, aptitude and attitude also, right? So, important thing is that in addition to being very good on your domain knowledge, prepare for interviews, prepare very simple questions about yourself, about your industry, being updated about industry, how is the industry working on, what do you want to do, why do you want to do. Again, it is storytelling, right? Communicating and storytelling. What do you want to do, right? So, some of the simplest questions are about yourself, but the answers to them are not simple, राइट अगर हम सब ने क्लास ट्वेल्थ फेल पिक्चर देखी है तो उसमें वो एक सीन है जिसमें व्हेन दैट स्टूडेंट फेल्स फॉर द फोर्थ टाइम एंड गोज टू दैट आईएएस ऑफिसर्स होम इन द नाइट एंड आस्क्स हिम कि मैं बार बार फेल हो रहा हूं, मुझे क्या बताओ, व्हाट शुड आई डू। तो वो आईएएस अफसर उसको बोलता है कि आप लिखो, पहले क्या लिखना है अपने बारे में लिखो, बट वो नहीं लिख पाता है, राइट। सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड योर सेल्फ and very important to understand the environment, industry, domain की knowledge जरूरी है, but what is it that excites you about that domain, what is unique about you, being yourself is very important in a placement interview.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how can students bridge the gap between academic learning and practical corporate expectations?
By doing internships, by doing projects. That's the sure way to bridge the gap between academics and and industry. Do internships, do certifications, do projects. आप इंटर्नशिप्स कीजिए, आप एडेक्स और कोर्सरा जैसे प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे जाइए, वहाँ पे कोर्सेज हैं बाय टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज, वो कीजिए, प्रोजेक्ट्स कीजिए। यू विल देन मेक योर सेल्फ स्किल्ड according to what the industry is expecting out of you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what's your perspective on personal branding for students? How important it is in shaping a career?
It is important. See, personal branding is important, but it is not, I would say that बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स मैं आजकल देखता हूँ, they get carried away by people doing lot of reels, making lot of content on internet, on social media. Everybody is a creator of content today, right? Everybody with a phone in hand which has camera can create content immediately, right? ब्रांडिंग वो सक्सेसफुल होगी इफ यू फाइंड अ डोमेन दैट यू आर गुड एट, और आप उसके बारे में काम कर करके अपने पर्सनल पेज पे डालिए। I'll give example. For example, let's say आप में से कोई लिखना अच्छा हो जानता है, तो आप लिखिए, अपना ब्लॉग बनाइए, उसको परकोलेट कीजिए। लेट्स से आप में से कोई पब्लिक स्पीकर अच्छा है, राइट? तो कुछ डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स पे अपने शॉर्ट वीडियोस बनाइए और डालिए लिंक्डइन पर लिंक्स। लेट्स से somebody is good at writing, somebody is good at doing something, everybody is unique at something. Branding तब successful होगी if you do what is unique to you and then you present it to the world. If you keep on doing what everybody is doing just for the sake of getting likes, you would not succeed. The people who succeed are not liked, they are respected, राइट? एंड रिस्पेक्ट इज नॉट अ शॉर्ट टर्म थिंग। जब हम कोई कोई अपनी फोटो डालते हैं, कुछ अपडेट डालते हैं, वी इमीडिएटली 2 मिनट में देखना शुरू करते हैं कितने लोगों ने लाइक किया, कितने लोगों ने नहीं लाइक किया, राइट? दैट इज अ वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म थिंग दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट। करियर एंड पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग इज नॉट अबाउट दैट. So it is long term marathon. And so again, find what you like, become skilled, learn about that, and then put what you have to put on the internet about that.
Okay, sir. Many students struggle with self doubt. How can they stay confident and focused on their career goals?
So confidence comes from preparation, राइट? आप अगर बार बार कोई चीज करेंगे तो आप उसमें प्रिपेयर्ड हो जाएंगे, आपको कॉन्फिडेंस रहेगा कि मैंने पहले किया हुआ है, आई हैव सीन दैट। सो आप देखिए, जिस भी चीज में हम सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो रहे, अगर हम अ, थोड़ा रिफ्लेक्ट करें तो वी विल फाइंड दैट हमने उसको जितना टाइम देना चाहिए उतना टाइम भी नहीं दिया है, राइट? क्योंकि हमें शायद वो अच्छा नहीं लगता है इसलिए हमने टाइम नहीं दिया है, हमने टाइम नहीं दिया है इसलिए हम उसमें और अच्छे नहीं हो पाए, इसलिए हम सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पाए, राइट? बट समटाइम्स इट्स अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ गिविंग सम गुड टाइम टू इट एंड देन यू बिकम बेटर एट इट. सो I think confidence comes from preparation. Spend time on things, do them. You will fail, but failure भी आपको सिखाता है कि क्या नहीं करना, एंड दैट इज ऑल्सो कॉन्फिडेंस, राइट? कि मुझे पता है कि जब मेरे पास आउट स्विंगिंग डिलीवरी आएगी तो मुझे उसको छोड़ देना है, राइट? मैं उसको अच्छा नहीं खेलता हूं, मुझे छोड़ देना है, लेकिन जैसे ही कोई सीधी बॉल आएगी, आई नो हाउ टू टैकल इट एंड आई पुट रन्स ऑन बोर्ड. सो दैट कम्स फ्रॉम confidence, that comes from hard work, that comes from preparing. So preparation is the secret to confidence.
Okay, sir. Sir, how do you define success, both personally and professionally?
देखिए, सक्सेस की डेफिनेशन हर इंसान की अलग अलग होती है, राइट? एवरी सो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स वी फॉल इनटू द पिटफॉल कि अगर मेरे पास इतनी पैसे हैं, इतनी गाड़ियां हैं, इतना दौलत है, ये सब मैं दिखा सकता हूँ लोगों को, you know, that is success, which is okay, but I am not so sure that is the definition of success in reality. सक्सेस की डेफिनेशन कोई एक स्टैंडर्ड डेफिनेशन नहीं है, ये कोई लॉ ऑफ मोशन तो है नहीं जिसकी स्टैंडर्ड डेफिनेशन हो. बट अ गुड वे इन माई व्यू ऑफ डिफाइनिंग सक्सेस इज दैट it is a meaningful progress when your actions, your goals, and your values align, and you grow in a direction that feels fulfilling and satisfying to you. It is not just about impressing people, it is about being good in what you like, right? So for example, it can, for a student, it can feel like finding clarity about what I want to do in life. That's also success, right? सो फॉर अ स्मॉल किड जो चल नहीं सकता, वो अगर थोड़ा सा चल लेगा तो सक्सेस उसके लिए है. वो फॉर अ 80-year-old हु कैन नॉट वॉक, if he walks, that's success for him, right? So success is very different for everybody, but broadly it is it is when your actions, values, goals align and you grow, that feels fulfilling. For a professional, it can mean doing a work that creates impact. And for an entrepreneur, it can mean creating into reality what he dreamt about, right? एक बड़ा फेमस ऑथर है रैल्फ एमरसन, मुझे उनकी कोट याद आ रही है. ही वेरी फेमसली सेड दैट टू लाugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, that is to have succeeded, right? That's a very famous definition of success, but like I said, it would mean different for different people.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what are your thoughts on lifelong learning and the importance of upskilling?
Unmute. Eklavya, unmute yourself once again. Actually, forum is open for all for asking the questions. Can I continue?
Sir, what are your thoughts on lifelong learning and the importance of upskilling?
Sir, you are mute. Sir, you are muted.
So, upskilling is very important. It is not the day and age when you complete your master's or your bachelor's and then you can go in your entire life with that same experience. The world is changing very fast. It is probably now a time when every 1 year you need to update and you need to learn newer skills. So, keeping updated is very important. Everything is happening so fast. I'll give you example. So, around 20-30% of the jobs that you find today did not exist 5 years back, and in 2030 around 30% jobs will be those which don't exist today. For example, uh, हम सब ने ड्रोन्स का नाम सुना है. When we had a war like situation with Pakistan this year. Drones played a huge impact. अब एक एक करियर रोल है जिसका नाम है ड्रोन ट्रैफिक ऑप्टिमाइजर, राइट? ये करियर रोल हमने 5 साल पहले नहीं सुना था, राइट? Each one of us uses Amazon, Flipkart, Instagram. We use social media, which works on algorithms, right? There is a career called as algorithm bias auditor, जो 5 साल पहले नहीं था, राइट? प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियरिंग, जो कि चैट जीपीटी में हम प्रॉम्प्ट्स देते हैं, वो 5 साल पहले नहीं था. सो newer and newer jobs will be created, and that's why upskilling is going to be important. The biggest successful people will be those who know how to learn, how to unlearn, and how to relearn again. Those will be successful. Otherwise you will get stagnated in your careers.
Thank you, sir. Sir, now I would like to give chance to other peoples to ask question.
Yeah, I think we have 5 more minutes to go. So, yeah, we can have some questions and then we can call it off.
Shall I ask? Uh, shall I ask, sir?
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Um, um, when students think about top universities abroad, they often look at rankings. But what are some real differences that make these universities stand out?
So, Anvi, that's a very good question. Rankings are uh, just one part of the picture. They don't tell you the entire story, right? So, uh, what really differentiates top universities are research, innovation labs, interdisciplinary learning, global faculty, uh, quality of peers, industry partnerships. It, like I said, it is an ecosystem that is being built. It is not about just a degree giving mechanism. And so, but the good news is that lot of top ranking agencies like QS World Ranking or QS is the most popular. They are also now giving rankings based on subjects, based on areas of study. But if you go on Google and type best universities for studying psychology or best universities for studying accountancy, 9 out of 10 universities you will find the same names, right? So because best for Google might be something else, best for you which suits you is something else. So rankings gives one part of the picture. What you should do is you should go deep down into subject wise rankings at credible sources like US, and then you would understand a better detail about which university you should consider and which you should not.
So, like you have worked with thousands of students. What are some of the most common mistakes you see in study abroad applications?
Uh, the first mistake that students do is that they wait till the end. The biggest difference between Indian process and study abroad is that study abroad admission process starts 1 year before the classes. For example, if you are in final year today, your degree will get over in May June next year, and your master's classes will start August next year. For those admissions, the deadlines are starting this October. They have already started, right? The deadlines will end by January, February. So start early. Don't wait till the end. That's the first mistake that students do. The second mistakes is that they do not research enough about which universities they should be applying. They do best universities to apply in this subject in this country, and they find those 6 7 universities and they apply to them. Third mistake, like I said earlier, we have a lot of friends, relatives now available in countries. So they gave us some names and we apply to them, right? Which is all right. They gave us the names and all, in our interest for thinking our benefit only. But that's not how you should look at. And technical mistake that students do is that application has a document called SOP. Now, what students do is एक ही generic SOP बनाकर they send to all universities, and that is where they get rejected. What should be done is research each university properly, align your skill sets to that university's requirement, and then send a unique SOP to each university. So these are some of the mistakes that students do.
Okay, thank you, sir. Finally, what would be your one piece of advice for students listening today who want to take this first step towards studying abroad?
I think the one piece of advice which I always give is start now. don't wait for the perfect timing. There will never be a perfect timing, right? हमको लगता है कि ये हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा तो मैं करूंगा या करूंगी. That's not how it is. Something or the else would always be remaining pending. So start researching, attend webinars, attend events, browse websites, and set small goals. We generally mistake which people do is that they set big goals, and then स्टार्टिंग में जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आज हम ये सुन रहे हैं, लॉट ऑफ पीपल, इट इज हाईली लाइकली दैट सम ऑफ यू माइट गेट इंस्पायर्ड, माइट गेट मोटिवेटेड, और कल का दिन पूरा दिन ये डिस्कस करेंगे, रिसर्च हो जाएगा, कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज भी ढूंढ लेंगे, राइट? बट मोटिवेशन विल टेक यू ओनली दैट फार. Motivation and inspiration is not something that you can summon at will. Discipline is, right? So the mistake is that we make lofty goals जो जो अचीव करना मुश्किल हो जाता है. Set small milestones, set small goals, achieve them. That will give you confidence, that will come as a win to us, and then move forward at each milestone. That's my advice, that start now and work every day.
Thank you so much, sir. That was very insightful. Um, as there are no one, as there is no one
So,
asking
okay,
questions.
Anvi, do you have
Yes,
any more
ma'am.
question? Do you have more question?
No, ma'am. It's
Okay, we can go ahead for vote of thanks.
okay, ma'am. We are truly grateful for the presence of our distinguished speaker, Mr. Arun Bhatia, sir. Your valuable insights into leadership, career guidance, and communication have deeply enriched our understanding and inspired us to strive for greater clarity and purpose in our professional journeys. On behalf of DSPSR fraternity, I sincerely thank you, sir, for gracing us with your time, experience, and wisdom. My heartfelt thanks also goes to Mr. Iklavya for moderating today's session so gracefully, and to all our respected dignitaries, faculty members, and my dear students for their presence and enthusiastic participation. Thank you all once again. Have a wonderful and enlightening evening ahead.
Thank you so much, Arun sir. It was indeed wonderful session. Thank you so much for coming in this forum.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you so much. I also enjoyed a lot. Thank you so much.